Greetings. This is Mahes, the Dark Truth. Welcome to all my Create Your Own Path patriots, my Sanjata soldiers, and all my Dark Truth troopers. Welcome to Dark Truth Imaginations, where we celebrate all things art and we say nothing here but the truth. Everything you see on this page is only about the truth. So, for this episode, I'm about to introduce you to one of my favorite artists, and not only that, he's my son. Check this out, but first, I need my intro.
I'm Bennett. I'm 20 years old, puppeteer, artist. This is my room. This is where I reside. I've got I got stuff that I've made here. I didn't make this cup, but I made all the things around the cup. These are toys that I made that are based on characters that I've created. For example, here's this guy. So this is Melvin. This is a toy of Melvin, and I'll show you the characters that these toys are based on. And so you can see here, you see the resemblance.
I did not quite see it. It is not perfectly accurate. For example, I have much more muscle mass. I am bigger, and his nose is not quite the same color, but I guess it looks kind of like me, somewhat, to an extent.
Melvin, he's I don't know, he's a puppet that I made when I was 14. And he's just, I don't know, he's just a monster, kind of hangs out with other monsters among the group of characters that I have. And his voice is based on Andy Kaufman, who's a comedian in the 70s and 80s. He had a character called Vodka and on a show called Taxi. And I don't know why, but I thought the voice kind of matched his look.
I think so too. Thank you for choosing this voice for me. It fits pretty well.
Currently I'm working on a project called Cold Sober. This is the script for it. It's a, I guess, 15 to 20 page sketch comedy show with puppets that I wrote. I shot it in June, well, throughout from June to November. But it's pretty much just it's just a culmination of sketches that correspond to my thought process with life and my sense of humor trying to be shown. The show itself is about not taking life too seriously and how, I think in this day and age people take everything very seriously, and there's a lot of reading into things and a lot of reacting to things. And so this show is just sort of like a parallel to what the world is like. It's my perspective of what the world is, and it's the philosophy is just not to take it too seriously. So Cold Sober is just like a synonym for serious or deadpan.
Hello there, I'm Stanley Sleaze. Nice to meet you. What can I do for you? Would you like me to sell you something? Would you like me to give you a little sales pitch, huh? I got it all. I can sell you anything, and don't worry about it. It's all decently priced. This lamp here. Well, you see, this lamp is it's brand new. It doesn't even have a lamp shade yet. It's brand new, top of the line, and it's got this nice fluorescent bulb, and it's a beautiful lamp. And what it does for you, it actually lights up a room. Comme ça.
Pork is a sketch comedy group that I'm in outside of puppetry. It's an acronym for Party of Regal Crusaders, Crusaders spelled with a K. And it's just five guys that we met at an old theater company that we used to go to called Ta-Da Youth Theater. And it's for kids ages 8 through 18 who are looking to become performers and hone their craft. And so we met at Ta-Da and kind of developed a sense of humor and a sort of a like-minded, I don't know, we have very similar minds when it comes to humor and culture. And so we came together and made this sketch comedy group. So, let's see, I've been working on Sesame Street as a puppeteer since I was about 16. And I've been involved with the people there since I was about 10 or 11. and it's sort of a long story, but I guess the involvement started when I was 10. I was living in Georgia at the time, and in Georgia there's a place called the Center of Puppetry Arts, and it's where puppeteers go and see shows and exhibits and things like that. And so there was a show being done by Leslie Cara Rudolph, who plays Abby Cadabby on Sesame Street, and I wanted to meet her because I had never met any puppeteers before, and so I was like, I just want to get out there and meet her and show that I exist and I have puppets. And so I brought this awful Ernie puppet that I made, and I sat in the front row with it, and I was reacting to the show with, like, as myself, but also like with the Ernie puppet, and she noticed it immediately, and after the show she was like, "Hey, don't leave yet, I want to talk to you." And we talked about, you know, how I reminded her of a young Kevin Clash, and Kevin Clash played Elmo on Sesame Street for many years. So through that, she kind of, at the time, Kevin was working on a documentary called Being Elmo, and it was a biography of his life and his career, and they needed somebody to bring the story full circle and you know, put a nice ribbon around the whole thing. And so they asked for me, since they had just met me, and from that point on I was being trained and sort of groomed to become another Muppet performer. And so over the years I was honing my craft, and that's when I joined Tada to get better at performing and build confidence. And so from that point on I got better and better at performing. And so when I was 16, I asked, legally I could work, and so I said, "Hey, can I work with you guys?" And so they said yes, and so I've been doing it ever since. That year, 2011, when Being Elmo came out, they wanted me to just get more experience, and so they included me in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and I played Baby Bear on the Sesame Street float, and yeah, it was a pretty cool, very new experience for me at the time. And I was only 11 years old, so it was very new. Yeah, that happened, and from that point on, I just kept thinking about every time I would do something like that, I would keep little nuggets of knowledge in my head, and hopefully, well, I hoped every time I do things, I always hope that it sticks and that I can use it for my own work.
I'm Tom Foolery. Nice to meet ya. My role in Cold Sober is to maintain the funny. Yeah, I'm the guy who they call to make sure that everything is humorous and fun and silly, and that's what I do. I'm Tom Foolery. Can't you tell?
I draw a lot. I've been drawing longer than I'm puppeteering, actually. I guess drawing is the first art form that I've ever been good at, or that I've ever tried to pursue. I went to an art high school, art and design, and there I majored in film, but I also, you know, had a knack for drawing. Even after high school, I continued to draw, and so now I just make art and try to draw. I try to get better the more I draw. I'm Tao Bennett. Hope you enjoyed looking at my room and looking at the stuff that I do, and hopefully you'll enjoy Cold Sober and Pork and all the stuff that I do.